Good day, Canadians. Haver Uplay here with today's big picture. I want to start with something that happened in 1776, not in Canada, in Philadelphia. A group of colonists had tried every legal mechanism available to them: petitions, letters, formal delegations. They followed the rules of the system they were born into, and the system kept finding new ways to tell them their participation didn't count. There's a word for what happens when a population exhausts every legitimate channel and finds them all blocked. We'll come back to that. On April 10, 2026, less than 24 hours after court proceedings closed, Justice Shana Leonard of Alberta's Court of King's Bench issued a stay on the Stay Free Alberta Independence petition. Here is what the stay does. Signatures can still be collected until May 2nd, but Elections Alberta is now barred from certifying those results or transmitting them to the Minister of Justice. The democratic will of over 178,000 Albertans gathered through a lawful statutory process cannot be formally communicated to their elected representatives. You can sign. Your signature just can't mean anything. Not yet. Maybe not at all. The legal argument behind the stay is that First Nations groups claim the petition threatens treaty rights. Let me be precise here because this matters. Treaty rights are real. The Crown's obligations under those treaties are real and they deserve to be taken seriously. But no treaty on record contains language that prevents other citizens from exercising their statutory right to petition their own legislature. Treaties govern land, resources, and Crown obligations. They do not govern whether your neighbor's signature gets counted. That is the foundation the stay is built on. Now here's where it gets harder to look away. The court issued this stay less than 24 hours after proceedings closed. Courts that schedule hearings months out found speed they didn't know they had when the target was Alberta's democratic machinery moving toward an uncomfortable destination. Lawyer Eva Chipiuk asked the right question immediately. If there is no harm in gathering signatures, what is the harm in verifying them or transmitting the results to the legislature? There is no clean answer. Because the transmission of results to the legislature is the entire point of the process. Participation without consequence is not democracy. It's a performance of democracy with the working parts removed. Keith Wilson, who knows this process better than most, put it plainly. Pausing a lawful citizen petition is not a victory for democracy. It delays ordinary people from being heard. Before I move on, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of those who have supported these broadcasts with a corporate sponsorship, delivery of a birthday message, or just some supportive words for their fellow Canadians. We could all use a lot more of this. Please visit haveruplay.com to support the channel and hear your own shout-out. And here is Alberta's big picture. This petition hit its threshold early. The stay didn't come because the process was failing. It came because the process was succeeding. Because 178,000 Albertans and counting followed every rule, stood in every lineup, and signed every form. And the answer they got back was, not yet, maybe never. The court will let you know. The people who stood outside in the Alberta cold for the last 3 months collecting those signatures did everything right. They engaged their neighbors in a lawful democratic exercise. They did the unglamorous, freezing, thankless work of actual civic participation, and they are being told their work cannot be formally recognized. There is a word for what happens when a population exhausts every legitimate channel and finds them blocked. Albertans are learning it. The petition is still alive. The signatures are still being collected. Nothing is over. But the question every Albertan should be sitting with tonight is this. If a democratic process can be paused, not because it broke a law, not because signatures were forged, but because the outcome threatened to be heard, what exactly is the process protecting? I'll just leave you with this. Haver Uplay, signing out.